Okay, so this is your Unit 3 review. I'm putting this onto an Edpuzzle. So what you're going to do is the video is going to pause at the start of every problem. You're going to solve it, submit your answers, and then I'll show you on how to do the problem. Okay, so number one, Carson purchased $22.12 worth of candy that sold for $3.95 per pound. How many pounds did Carson buy? So what we need to do is we need to figure out how much she bought. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the $22.12 and then divide it by the $3.95. So the $3.95 goes on the outside and the 22.12 goes on the inside. So you can't have a decimal on the outside, so I have to move this 1, 2 times. What you do on the outside, you do on the inside. So you go 1, 2 times. So this goes up. So basically you're just dividing 395 into 2,212. So 395 goes into 2,212 5 times, which is 1,975. So you subtract that, and you get 237 left over. Your decimal's already up in there, so you add a 0, bring it down. And now you're going to divide 395 into 2,370, and it's exactly 6 times. So she bought 5.6 pounds of candy. All right, number 2, Miss Russell is preparing 4 1/8 cups of pudding for a family reunion. She plans to use 1/3 of a cup for each serving. How many servings of pudding is Miss Russell preparing? So what you need to do is you need to take the 4 1/8 and then divide it by 1/3. To divide fractions, you have to change them to improper. So we're going to change 4 1/8 to improper. So you're going to do 8 times 4, which is 32. And then add the numerator, which is make it 33. So it'd be 33 over 8 divided by 1/3. So then we're going to keep it, switch it, flip it. So you're going to do 38 eighths times 3 over 1. And you cannot simplify. So you're going to do 99 over 8. And your answer choices are going to be mixed. So you're going to divide 8 into 99. On your answer choice on your test will be mixed. This is free response at the moment. So you have 3 left over, so you can put that over the 8. So then you'll get 12 3/8. All right, number 2. Tatiana wants to rollerblade a total of 4 3/8 miles. Each lap around the track is half a mile. How many laps around the track does Tatiana need to rollerblade to complete 4 3/8? So we need to divide, and there's 2 ways you can divide this. You can divide 4 3/8 by 1/2, because I changed this to a fraction, which I know is 1/2. Or you can change this to a decimal, which would be 4.375 divided by 1/2. So if I do it this way, you can't have a decimal on the outside, so you're going to have to move this once, move this one, so it's in between the 3 and the 7. So 5 goes into 43 8 times. And then 7. And then 5. So you get 8.75. Now, if you did it here, you would have to make this improper. So that would be 35 over 8 divided by 1/2. And then you're going to keep it, switch it, and flip it. And then you can simplify. So you get 35 over 4, which is a mixed fraction of 8 3/4. So either way is perfectly fine. So you can do one way as a fraction or do the other way as a decimal. It doesn't matter. You'll still get your same answer. Just whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, number 4, Vin bought the new Switch Lite console for $199. He later sold the video game console for 15/16 of the price he originally paid. Did he sell for more or less? So it's not, it's just asking for if it's going to be more or less than the original price. So all I have to do is look at this 15/16. Since 15/16 is less than a 1, then it's going to be less. Since 15/16 is less than a whole, that means his price is going to be less. If it was greater than a whole, if it was greater than 1, it would be more. So he sold it for less. All right, number 5. In the game of life, Seth has 360 points to determine his final score in the game. Seth will spin the spinner shown below to multiply his current number of points by the fraction the spinner lands on. What happens to his score if he lands on section 1, 2, 3, or 4? So if he's landed on section 1, his 2 15ths. So that's less than a whole. So that's going to be less. Section 2 is 15. So 15 over 15 is just 1. So 1 times anything is just the same. So it stays the same. 15 over 2 is greater than a 1. So it's going to be more. And then 8 over 9 is less than a whole. So it would be less. All right, number 6, write another way you can write the expression 54 divided by 35. So you can write 54 as this, 54 divided by 35 as represented as a fraction, or you can write it as 35 divided into 54. Okay, number 7, write another way you can write this expression. So 5/7 divided by 8/11 is the same thing as doing 5/7 times 11 over 8, because you just do the keep it, switch it, flip it model. All right, number 8, write another way you can write 8/11. So another way you can write 8/11 is 8 divided by 11, or 11 divided into 8, which is the same thing. All right, number 9, Skylar cut her king-size Snickers bar into 15 equal parts. She ate 4 parts. Which equation, so write your own equation to show 2 equivalent ways to represent how much Snickers is left from the Snicker bar. So if she ate 4, that means there's 11 equal parts. So you have 11 over 15 left. Or you can write it as 15 divided into 11. Or you can write it as 11 divided by 15. So all 3 ways is okay. And then finally, number 10. Landon is having a birthday party. He bought 11 pizzas to be shared equally among 50 people. So write 2 equivalent expressions. So one way is 11 over 50, or 50 divided into 11, or 11 divided by 50. So same idea. All right, that is your Unit 3 review for 6th grade. Thanks, guys.